According to a report in the Indian Express, the World Cup warm-up game between Pakistan and New Zealand on the 29th of September will be played under closed doors. No fans will be present at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad. The report states that the Indian board, they will be issuing directions to Book My Show, the ticketing partner for the World Cup, to refund the money to those who booked tickets for this particular game. This is what a BCCI source said. He said that the game will be played without spectators, and those who book their tickets, their money will be refunded. The police had asked the Hyderabad Cricket Association to postpone the game, as they said they won't be able to provide enough security due to Ganesh Visarjan and Milan-un-Nabi, both culminating on 28th of September. But the BCCI had already changed the schedule, if you remember, which is the second time they'd done so. So the organizers were unable to change it a third time. Hence, it has now been decided also, because if you change the schedule again, it'll have a ripple effect. So what they've decided now is that the spectators will be barred entry. Easiest thing to do, Chetan. You know, let the fans suffer. Who cares about the fans? Which is what we've seen throughout this whole ticketing fiasco that's gone on, which has been a farce really from the BCCI with regards to this World Cup schedule.
Yeah, I mean, the only saving grace is if it's a warm-up game, and yeah, I mean, in a warm-up game, if you can take these measures, that's still okay. But again, I'm not sure if we've heard the last of this. It's going to be a long tournament. The BCCI obviously hasn't handled it very well. The biggest fear for me, given how the ticketing has gone, is Australia and South Africa are playing and the stadium is half empty, because the tickets that have been distributed, the people just don't show up because they don't care. When you're buying tickets with your own hard-earned money and waiting on Book My Show for 4 hours to buy a ticket, you will turn up. People who are just handed tickets for free, they don't turn up. That's my experience been for the last 12 years. So that's my biggest worry, that in non-India games, it's going to be half-empty stadiums, and that's just going to be really embarrassing.
Jamie, we had to wait. We got 2 tickets. I had to wait. I did, yes. I got 2 tickets for India-Afghanistan, but that was after I had Book My Show open on 3 different screens. And I kept waiting. They said that first year waiting time would be 90 minutes, and then which came down to 60. I'd also wanted to get India-Pakistan, but unfortunately, I didn't get that. I'd put my son on, as in when I had to leave the room, because you had to be there, that page had to be open, and as soon as that booking thing turned red, you had to go book it. So I went through the ordeal, and it wasn't pleasant, but in the end I did get 2 tickets. But I can tell you, and Jamie was there, Jamie, it's not going to be easy for everybody who wants to go and watch this. I mean, if for us it was that difficult.
No, it's not going to be easy for obvious reasons, but just to pick up from something that Chetan mentioned, which in all likelihood will be a reality, right? I have been told off the record in the 15 World Cup and the 19 World Cup by people involved with the host broadcasting as well as the ICC. The reason we want to trim down the associate nations is because from an optical point of view, from a broadcast point of view, yes, we'll give the Nepals, the Omans, the Netherlands, the Scotlands, we'll give them smaller venues, but it's not good optics at a World Cup when there are 500, 600 people, 1,000 people in these matches, right? Now, if this happens, I'm not saying 1,000, but if it's going to be less than half full, for marquee teams like Australia, South Africa, this just defeats the entire purpose. It just shows how jumbled the thinking and how much the financial aspect was in play, and it makes it unfair for the associate teams, which is why 2015 World Cup, we were there. Preston Momsen, Scotland team, the guy was literally pleading with us as the media, please put this out. We're not going to be there at the next World Cup because the host broadcasters don't want us. Preston Momsen said that. Grant Bradburn, who's now with the Pakistan team, I spoke to him at the Dunedin Oval. He said, it hurts us. The very same ICC, which gave us a pathway, is now saying, beta, tumhara yahan nahi banta. By that same logic, what is a half-full stadium when marquee teams like Australia and South Africa are playing?